Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode here of the Minecraft Progression Series. And if we hit F3 here, big day ahead of us. We are in top left corner there. We are in Minecraft 1.2.4. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, 1.2.4? Weren't you just in 1.1 in the last episode? You must be out of your mind. Well, here's the thing. This update, much bigger than I initially thought. A little different than I thought, though. We'll get to that in a minute. So, this is the first update to have lots of increments inside of 1.2. It actually goes up to 1.2.5. Again, we'll get there in a minute. So, there are these updates. Each one of them has quite a few things. 1.21 and 1.22 are pretty small, but the last three all have some pretty cool stuff going for them. And as you can see here, I had to build a second tree because there's so much to edit on here. Also, side note, I was thinking about the skin situation here, and I'm thinking that the reason that I don't have a skin in this world, it must be because of the Mojang, the transition from Mojang accounts to Microsoft accounts. I assume that must be what's going on here, because skins have existed for many updates at this point, and I was just thinking about it the other day that I still don't have one here. And yeah, I mean, it's not a big problem. It doesn't really affect anything, but it's interesting. I thought skins would have been available still, but clearly they're not. But anyway, let's get into the updates here. First off, we're still having this grass problem. Let me turn F3 off too, that's ugly. We're still having this grass problem, but it's not as harsh as it was. This green has smoothed a little bit, but it's alright. We're dealing with it well enough here. So, we've got two trees here, lots of updates to get through. This is going to be a big episode. We're going to stay in 1.2 for quite a while though, so we'll get there. It's alright. Alright, so first off, I didn't do these in any particular order, but zombies can drop iron ingots, helmets, shovels, and swords. Standard stuff. No mobs spawn with armor yet, so that's something to think about. Like the zombie spawner over there. We don't get any armor, swords, iron, any of the additional stuff. All the drop from that was flesh. We're long past feathers at this point. So yeah, we'll start getting some of that out of that farm, which is pretty neat. Skeletons can draw bows, enchanted or non. Now this is interesting because for a while here, there are some skeletons that can drop some really OP bows that saves you the enchants. So occasionally you'll be running around and you'll see a flame shot from a skeleton. I don't believe they can do that in current Minecraft. I think that got taken out. So that is something to keep an eye out for if we're ever out adventuring. Zombie pigmen can drop gold ingots, helmets, and swords. Now that's interesting to me because the wiki does say ingot. It doesn't say nugget. So that would be, if they have a good enough drop rate, we might be doing a little something with that. But I'm not for sure yet. We'll see maybe. Next up, world height has increased from 128 to 256, so that is obviously, the height that you can build out is doubled. That's insane. For the point here, I'm not really planning on doing anything up in the air at the moment, but it's nice to have it. And I think that happened because there are a lot of back-end changes in 1.2. When I actually updated the world here, we had to do a conversion to, I believe it was called Anvil, and I assume it's just the way that the data from the world is stored, but I assume that had something to do with this. I don't really know all that side of stuff, but yeah. Next up, zombie sieges. Zombies can now spawn in big hordes and attack villages, so yeah, kind of goes with something we'll get into down there. Biome and brightness in F3. Now that's not... Oh, actually it is. Oh, that's interesting. Just F3 pulls that up, and then Shift F3 pulls up the little one. That gets reversed at some point. So up in the top left below our coordinates there, we can see that we have the the biome that we didn't have previously, the block light level, the sunlight level, and the... Ooh, is that real light level? I don't remember. But yeah, the biome and brightness are the big things that are relevant to the F3 menu that we didn't have before. So we can actually see now that the reason that this biome is not swamp color is because this is technically a river? Okay, I didn't expect a river. A lake maybe, but this is not a river. Okay. Very weird. I assumed it was the mountain bleeding over, but that's not it. Redstone lamps, this is a big one. So I'm going to go through the spawners over there and the skeleton spawner, put some redstone lamps and a switch in on all of them so that we no longer have constant spawning when in the area. Doesn't really matter. If we're in the area, we're probably looking for spawns, but, you know, ease of accessibility, kind of a nice thing. Jungles have been added. I think we're probably going jungle hunting next episode, but this includes all the jungle stuff. Cocoa beans are easily accessible. We'll be doing a farm for those for sure, because this is their update. In addition to that, you know, the trees, the leaves, the saplings, ocelots have been added as well. So we might have to get some fishing in when we go on this adventure. But yeah, that is that's something to do. And this word doesn't look right. Jungles. I don't know. Next up, re-added the collision box. So this stayed the same from last time. They removed the collision box where if you I'm holding down the D key, moving left or moving right rather, and I get stuck on this because it has a collision box again. So, and that also means you can stand on top of it, which you could not do in the last episode. So I appreciate this change. I think it's for the better. Next up, we have the wells can spawn in deserts. Not a big update, but I don't know. It's worth it. We don't have, or it's worth knowing, I suppose. We don't have temples or anything yet, so we'll be getting those in 1.3. And so this is one of the first above ground structures other than the villages. Next up, we have iron golems. So let's go ahead and run over here. As you can see, you know, armor has been kind of a loose commodity. Need to do something about this furnace area as well. Need to get proper one of those set up. But we have quite a bit of iron here. You know, it's not that much, but it's nothing to scoff at. But I was doing a little browsing on the YouTube the other day. And I think there may be a really early quick and dirty iron farm that we can do in this version. And I've done a little prep work for that. I'll show you in a minute. But it feels wrong to smelt this down when knowing that, you know, in, I don't know, 60 episodes, we could be fortunate in all of these and we could be having so much more iron than we have now. But you know, that's probably not going to be an option. But if we can get this iron farm going, that's the task for today. And we could really start getting some. It's not highly efficient, but we could get somewhere. This holds my signs, by the way, nothing else. So that's tree number 1. Let's move on over to tree number 2. Right here, shift click into furnaces. This is actually not true. This gets added in 1.2.5, but we're in 1.2.4 because there are some there's some interesting stuff with villagers in 1.2.4. It gets patched out in 2.5. We should be able to spawn we should be able to breed a lot of villagers, like more than there should be able to be in a normal spawning thing. But we're going to try to abuse it. It might not matter. We'll update to 1.2.5 before we leave 1.2 here. But for right now, I wanted to try 1.2.4. Next up, another thing that doesn't really affect us, multiplayer servers. Previously, spawners would just show a spinning pig in them. Those are no longer existent now that they should show the proper mob. And yeah, that's something, I suppose. Now, Birch, spruce. Oh, hello. Birch, spruce, and jungle planks. I'm not prepared. This is my bad. I believe, I'm turning F3 off here again. I believe that we should have access to all the original types of plank now. Yes. Look at that. They still don't have separate names. They're all just wood and they're all just planks. But we have jungle wood, spruce wood, and birch wood. So we have so many more options. I believe they also have their own slabs and stairs. In fact, let's go ahead and do some science right now. If we grab this up. Nope, unfortunately not added yet. Hopefully that, I don't think it's in 1.2.5, but maybe. But speaking of slabs, previously 3 wood would net you 3 slabs. Now we're up to 6. Oh, baby, we've doubled. In addition to that, ladders now net you 3 instead of 2 per craft. So just some more. We have to mine slightly less wood, but, you know, still. Well, yeah, that's modern. So, you know, we're getting there. Creeper explosion has been modernized. So previously, when a creeper would walk up to you, it would hiss, but it would not stop moving. It would flank to your or its left always. And that is now gone. Now it will walk up to you, hiss, freeze, and start the explosion process there. So that's the modern creeper. The old boy is gone. Next, something that I was quite sad about it coming, vines. You can climb them now. It was so nice living in a swamp when you didn't have to worry about accidentally climbing up a tree at some point. But yeah, here we are. Villagers breed. That goes back to the iron golems. We'll get there. I'll show you something in a minute. It's over there. Wolves can be bred with with meat. We don't actually have any wolves in this world. We had them in Prog 1, but I haven't found any. So maybe we should look for some of those guys. And mobs that are on fire will move to water. I believe that's only zombies and skeletons at the moment, but it's coming for all mobs, including passive, soonish. So yeah, that's 1.2.4 here. So I did a little bit of prep work the other night. Let's go take a look at something kind of strange. All right, here we are. We're back over at our village here. And look at this. I just saw these guys pop some hearts out, but I don't think they actually got a new villager to spawn. But I'm seeing... Oh, they did. Look at that. That's a little cleric guy. 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's a cow. That's not a villager. But these guys are... They're going to town in here, actually. We are growing our population quick. This is the first time I've been over here in 1.2, so these guys are breeding very fast, which might be a problem if that villager explosion thing that the wiki mentioned is actually maybe it was a bad idea. There's another baby over there, and there are not that many doors in this city. That is kind of crazy, actually. Maybe I've made a mistake, but over here. It's a little ugly, but we'll clean it up later. I'm not a big fan of ripping stuff down once it's been built, especially for something like this that's purposely progressive. So I might end up keeping this or putting a shell around it to make it look better or something down the line, but for right now it'll work. So this, ooh. Interesting, all the doors broke. And they already have a baby as well. So I built this in 1.1. This is essentially 2 villagers in the middle, a ring with a bunch of doors, and then outside there's a ring with a bunch more doors. I'm going to have to go down there and reset all of these doors that have popped off because these aren't right. Yeah, this is all messed up. But these guys see all these doors, they acknowledge it's a village, and then they breed, and there should be a lot of mobs here. Didn't take these guys from that village, so you don't have to subtract 2 from the count that we had last time. There's another village out in the desert over there that I pulled from. And yeah, I'm hoping that we'll get a lot of guys here, and then we're going to ship them out over there to work on an iron farm, which I'll be telling you about in a minute. So I'm not for sure. These guys are already breeding again. I think this might be too many people for one house. I'm counting 7 in here alone. And then there's a house over there with like 4. That puts us up to 11. And then we come over here, and there's 3. So that's already quite a few. No golem spawned yet, but maybe it's because there's so many of them are babies. I kind of want to look around and see if any zombies actually managed to get in here or not. I can't seem to find a way. But something I forgot to mention before is that I previously... Wow, that traveled very far. Previously, I said that this episode was going to have jungles and villager trading, and maybe you noticed that I haven't talked much about villager trading. There's actually 5 guys in here. That baby wasn't there before. So yeah, we might need to update sooner rather than later. But the villager trading actually does not get added until next update, I think. So I was wrong about that, and that's my mistake. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I don't know. We'll see how this breeding goes. So following up on that last clip, it's a couple days later now. Played for another couple hours after that last clip was recorded, and we've hit a couple of snags here. Number 1, ton of villagers in this village, and they've started trampling some crops. Not much. I'm not too worried about that. I'll just redo them at some point. Not worried about it at the moment. The thing that's really a concern. Not closing it on nighttime. Need to check with my current armor situation here. We've run into a couple problems over here. You see that? We'll get to that. We come up here to the villager breeder, and there are a ton of these guys. Matter of fact, we'll turn that down. We'll turn it down even more. So yeah, there's, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, like 24, I think. And they've started spawning some golems. I've put my iron somewhere. I've killed a couple of them. I'm mostly just lava bucketing them because I don't have an easy way of dealing with that. So I mentioned we were going to take a run at an iron farm here. I've been grabbing villagers from this corner and just pushing them along this track because I don't have powered rails. And I took them over here to where the iron farm was going to be. Obviously this wasn't super efficient or anything. You know, this was the original iron farm build here. So it wasn't anything crazy, but it was going to be AFK-able, consistent flow of iron. And I ran about, I believe there's 23 villagers that I ran along this path. A couple more that didn't quite make it, got trapped in a wall over here. But I ran about 23 villagers down this path and into this little cage here. And this is something I found on YouTube. A little yeah, there's some of those golem iron. The idea here is we've created a village. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they're not sealed in, though I think I did that after. So yeah. Oh, the other side isn't done either. I must have done this. Yeah, so the idea was, this was taken from a snapshot from DocM77 video from this this version. We're at a time where the game isn't super well documented yet, so yeah, it's kind of hard to tell versions and stuff, but this was a snapshot feature. You have the roof over the villagers there, and with the doors and the casing here, they count this as a village with the amount of them that are in there. There are about 23 of them there. And then from there, they spawn villagers on this pressure plate. Pressure plate fires, pushes the piston. Golem gets knocked down, into the lava. Lava blade, they burn, and the iron ends up right here. So pretty straightforward, but that's not what's happening. I stood here for quite a while. I tried hard mode and peaceful mode, not getting any any golems to spawn at all. This was roofed off, took the roof. I tried luring a zombie over to see if that would trigger them to try to bring a guy out, and that didn't seem to work. I don't know if they have that AI yet. But yeah, this doesn't seem to be working. So my plan was to build a tree around this, similar to how we've done the chicken farm and stuff like that. But I don't know. If anybody has any ideas on this, I'd love to hear them, because this isn't really working. I've already brought the villagers over now, so I could move them into another farm, theoretically. But yeah, I didn't want it to be like a big footprint, because I plan on doing a Titan at spawn eventually. But yeah, we're kind of at an impasse here. So I need to think. I don't know if there's a way to get this to work. But maybe I'll wait for a little bit longer. See, I'm pretty sure that glass was in when I was testing it, and I took it out to try something. I think I tried in a multiplayer world putting more doors in, and that didn't seem to help at all. Yeah, I think maybe this was a thing in snapshots that does not exist in official versions. And yeah, disappointing. But it kind of leaves me with the question: what do I do with these guys? Do I just rip this whole thing down? I don't know. So yeah, let's see. I think I'm gonna update to 1.2.5 now. I was gonna do that on the next episode, but those villagers are breeding way too fast. There's so many of them, and I don't have the infrastructure to support that many people. But those guys over there are spawning a lot of golems, just by the sheer number of them, which is the same theory with this. So, you know, in a way we have an iron farm, but maybe, I don't know. Anybody... Ooh, one of you took damage to that. Did I do that? Must have been me, because Entity Cramming doesn't exist. Yeah, if anybody has any ideas for this, let me know. But yeah, I'm gonna... I don't know, that kind of messed with my plans for today, so we'll see what I do with the rest of the episode, I guess. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about this one. I tried adding a bunch of extra doors here on the... Oh! Oh! Hold on. Oh ho ho! I thought I was a fool, and I was about to come out here and say that I was gonna give up and try a different design. What do you know about that? Wonder how long he's been here. I've been AFK for quite a while. I did not know he was here. I was just starting this recording up to... It's fine. I was just starting this recording up to say, I didn't really know what to do. Ooh, you don't take fall damage in this version. That's interesting. I think I'm in creative. Am I in creative? Or not creative, peaceful right now. I've tried it in hard and peaceful again. Okay. More doors, and we're gonna get rid of, there's a couple extra blocks around the edge because I was gonna add doors, but I ran out of wood. And this iron actually came from killing golems that spawned in that other village. Not from this one, but this actually gives me hope. I just found another design on YouTube from this era that I would probably work, but it'd be much slower. This one seems pretty slow anyway, and we can. Yeah, this wasn't planned. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, okay. I'll be back in a minute. All right, so I expanded the doors here. This right here doesn't seem quite right to me. This I think is going to be a problem. So, he can spawn, but he's spawned in the doors. And so what I'm thinking now, I've been here for quite a while at this point, so The rates on these guys are not good. What I'm thinking now is maybe I do a box on top of these villagers that is just full of doors and it's just too tall so things can't spawn, or I go back over these, slab all of these doors, and then we see what happens from there. But this doesn't work. We're getting closer though. We are getting spawns. It has been about I don't know, 10 13 minutes maybe to get one of these guys to spawn. So the rates aren't great, but if, you know, if I left it online overnight, we'd get a fair amount built up. But yeah, this is only the second guy to spawn after that first one. So I'm thinking maybe we extend these corners, make it a big square, fill it with doors, slab over them, see how that works. And it might just be, honestly, that they don't want to spawn right there, because the space is so small. So another thing I could do would be add the door box and then put a ring around this, fill it with water and flood it into a lava blade, but we give them a bigger spawning area. I'm also concerned that they might start spawning on top of these trees. I don't technically know how far away from the villagers they can spawn at this point, but alright. This might end up being the whole episode, but let's take a crack at it. Yep, that's what I thought. Went around, finished this box, put the roof on it, and we've got a guy that spawned up on this tree. So now step 2, really getting into it here. I think we're gonna knock these trees down, and we might have to slab the ground here to hopefully stop spawning, but I don't even know if villagers, I don't know if golems have to follow that rule. I assume they do based on him not spawning up here. But, yeah, this is turning into a lot of work here. Went and chopped down a bunch of trees over there. Can't see it, this hill's in the way, but ton of trees have been broken down, a bunch of wool harvested as well. So it's not a completely dead day, but, yep. Next step of this guy. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know. I chopped the trees down, ran over to check the village over there, and on my way back, this guy has spawned up in here. So, I'm thinking that at this point, it's clear that he can spawn through slabs. He can spawn on doors. He might not be able to spawn up. He might only be able to spawn on level with the villagers. So, I'm thinking maybe I knock out this square, do that box above I was talking about, and we see how that goes. Because clearly this has not worked up to this point. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Give you another update. This was a very quick spawn though, so getting closer maybe? I don't know. Alright guys, look at what we have here. I've been AFK for quite a while here, and I managed to catch this first guy coming through. We've made ourselves a little bit of an iron farm. Look at that, 5 iron, 1 rose. I've been down here for quite a while. Again, currently on peaceful mode, don't worry about this. Just easier when I've been testing this and leaving myself AFK. So, big difference here between what we had and what we're at now. I've messed around with this a couple times and I couldn't get it to work. So, I decided to try out another iron farm here that's on YouTube, 1.2.5. I'll link it in the description there in case you want to check it out for yourself. So basically we moved all of our villagers down to that block there, placed the houses above them. I think there's 24 houses up there, maybe? I don't remember. And then we made a simple little water trap here. I think we might make ourselves like a huge tree to cover this up. Because, you know, that's what we've been doing. We've been doing big trees. But it's going to make our chest tree look pretty foolish. But that's alright. It'll look pretty cool here, I think. But yeah, rates aren't the greatest. We need to hurry up and build that tree up so that poor sheep doesn't wander down in there. But speaking of, we'll go ahead and take a run over here real quick. Past all of this stuff. Like every mob has managed to like trap themselves in our chicken coop. I don't know what's going on. We got a bunch of cows and sheep there. Yeah, we come over here. None of this has been loaded, so we're not growing sugar cane at the same time that we're doing that AFK spot there. But yeah, we quite a few of the old tree chops, and it's come down to this is what we had so far from our chopping. This stack is also from here. So we've got quite a few things. Also ran around shearing sheep at the same time. There are quite a few sheep out here. Just happen to be. So we've collected a lot of wood, and probably most of it, if not all of it's going to go into that big old tree over there. But also, just wanted to give an update on the sugarcane farm. AFK'd at it quite a bit. This chest is pretty much empty, but yeah, we've got a double chest of books. So this farm has definitely paid its dues. Like I've mentioned, I hope to get this area cleaned up. I'm gonna go replant a bunch of those trees because it's just a convenient place to get wood, being right here next to spawn. But I need to. I also started some pathing that I didn't really reference at all in the last episode, but just the bare minimum. I didn't even mix other blocks in here, but just kind of a rough start to get a look at going around to all of our different things. We've got a bunch more farms that need to get made. Yeah, plenty more to do around here. Definitely not a lack of activities. We're building our chicken supply back up here, just for the sake of, really. It's our best food source right now, so that's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm gonna run back over here to this iron farm. Didn't take super long to build. It's pretty straightforward. The most difficult part was the part we had already done, moving the villagers over. But basically, the golems can spawn within 8 blocks of a villager, I believe. So that puts us right out to here. So everything that spawns will wash down into a hole here, boom, into the middle, boom, into this, which funnels them right here. And it's not super efficient or anything. I'm not sure how I would make it more efficient. Like I don't think cave spawn rates would affect anything. And even if it would, I'm on peaceful right now, so that wouldn't make a difference either. But yeah, I leave this kind of a you know, turn the world on before I go to work, and then come back at the end of the day and have an inventory full sort of thing, you know. And probably not even an inventory full. I'm going for like 10 hours. I'd probably have like 9 stacks maybe. But yeah, it's cool. We got an automated iron farm here, and you know, I just think it's neat. So I need to check how long all of these clips are combined, and we might do something else, or we might do the end next. I don't know. Let's see. So we're here the day after that last clip was recorded, and I left myself AFK here for about, I don't know, maybe 9 hours. And these are our results. Completely empty my inventory of roses and iron before. And here we are. So, not the most successful, but I will put one caveat on this. Well, 2 caveats, really. Previously I had little blocks sticking out with torches on them up next to the doors there. I have taken those out. Actually, I've missed a torch. Hit S instead of W. But that's what the guide said to do. I followed it pretty much exactly. And I was under the impression that the golems could only spawn level with the villagers, so I didn't think they could spawn up there, but apparently they can. So I went ahead and knocked out those blocks and just lit up around the torches so mobs can't spawn in those doors, hopefully. And then I went ahead and there was a golem stuck on there for, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half of that AFK time, so we did lose rates there. There was just the one guy that was stuck, so really this is more like 7.5, 8 hours of AFK time. But, which, it doesn't look great for the amount of work put in. But that being said, this is iron we've created out of nothing. This is, you know, I did no work after this initial time investment here. I'll have to build the tree up, but I was going to have to do that anyway. So really, I think this has been not as successful as I would have liked it to be, but it gives us something. You know, if I leave myself AFK here for, you know, every day, we'll get a pretty sizable surplus stacked up. Ooh, alliteration. But yeah, it's, you know, it's not the best, but certainly not the worst. Alright guys, I think we are gonna call it a day here. It's a couple days later. Put a lot of my free time between this clip and the last clip working on a Katana Zero video, getting a bunch of achievements. If you haven't heard of that game, that video went live last week, so, you know, check that out if you haven't seen it. I've spent quite a bit of time AFKing here this week, just kind of leaving myself down here while I'm working or whatever. And we have collected up to this much iron, like, what is that, 11, 12, 13, 14 and a half stacks. Plus, here comes a guy now. Plus, got one in each of these. And then roses are less common because they're not a guaranteed drop, and you're guaranteed to get some iron. But yeah, we've had okay results. These guys, they spawn slow, unfortunately. But I mean, this is iron we didn't have before, right? So that is good. Yeah, there's so much to do in this world, in this update. We need to get the case for this built up. I think I'm gonna start recording the next episode right after this because I've got some free time today. And I think what we're gonna work on next is finding that dang jungle that they just added. Got one cool thing I want to do with a jungle at least. Plus having the extra wood will be nice. You know, we just gained those couple of extra planks, so we have a lot more options for building stuff now. But for today, I think we're done. A lot of iron collected and a lot of trees chopped. I have not replanted this forest over here yet, but we have simply put, a ton of wood that we have chopped down over here. I need to remember to make some armor before we go on this trip. I need to empty my inventory as well, so I'll probably do that at the same time. Yeah, we have cleared out a lot of forest. We've got a lot of wool. We need to get a proper sheep farm going though. And quite a bit of wood, saplings, a little bit of birch, and this is all going to go into making the shell of that tree, I feel. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing that, tree probably won't be next episode, it'll probably be the one after next, but hey, hopefully the week after this goes live, we'll have a trip to a jungle and some other cool jungle related activities. But as far as this episode goes, I want to thank everybody for watching this. Really appreciate it. If you haven't seen that Katana Zero video, feel free to check that out. It's not Minecraft, it's a little different. But yeah, hope you have a good day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Stay safe, stay healthy. See ya!